So I have been wanting to do some DC TIG welding with my Arccaptain MIG 250 machine. So I reached out to Arccaptain and they sent me a TIG torch to run on the MIG 250. Now I've been playing with this thing all morning. So let me show you guys just how easy this thing is to set up. One kind of minor issue and a couple of gotchas when it comes to doing lift arc TIG welding. And then we'll throw down a couple of beads. Let's get to it. So the initial setup for this is super simple for the most part. You take your torch lead and that plugs into the negative port on your MIG 250, and then your ground clamp or your whatever the right term is for the clamp that goes in your positive port down here on the machine. Then you just cycle through the modes here until you're in TIG. Then you set your amperage based on the material thickness that you're welding. Basically, it's 1 amp per thousandth of an inch or 40 amps per millimeter thickness. Super simple. And then your gas line connects directly to your argon bottle. That's your setup, guys. It's really that simple. But there was one issue that I ran into with the setup, and it had to do with that guy right there. So the gas line going into my regulator goes right here, but the fitting is a different size than that red hose coming from the TIG torch. So fortunately I had that ball valve and I just disconnected this hose here from the back of my AC DC TIG machine, and I was able to adapt it right there, so I didn't have to run to the store and get some sort of fitting to adapt that stuff. So yeah, that was really the only issue I had, was just that gas line for the TIG torch. My recommendation maybe would be to change that fitting out to the size that connects to a regular argon regulator, because that's got a smaller fitting. The fitting on the Arccaptain TIG torch seems to be the same size as the one on like a MIG torch gas line or MIG machine gas hose. So that's really the only issue I had. So with all that being said, let's talk about some gotchas when it comes to lift arc DC TIG welding. It's different than your standard like AC DC TIG machine where you have a foot pedal. You don't have that when it comes to lift arc DC. Basically the way it works is you touch the tip of your tungsten to whatever it is you're welding, and then when you lift it, it initiates the arc, and then you can start welding. So that means that right there at the end of the tungsten, right now, I have 120 amps available, which means that you don't want to let your tungsten touch your workbench or the material you're welding or anything that's completing the circuit until you're ready to weld. Ask me how I know. Also, if you have to change out your tungsten and you loosen the back cap and you let it slide out, make sure you're far enough above the workbench that when the tungsten falls out of the end, that it doesn't land on the workbench while still connecting the circuit with the torch. Ask me how I know. Also, there's the gas flows directly to the torch. So again, there's no foot pedal to initiate the gas flow through the machine. So you need to have a TIG torch that has a gas valve right here. So before you start welding, you gotta turn that gas on, and then the pressure was built up, so that was that high flow, but now you can hear it's a constant flow. It's set to whatever my regulator is set to based on the size cup that you're running. I think I'm set for about 15 or 16 on the regulator right now, since I'm running a 7 cup. Don't try to start welding with your gas turned off. Ask me how I know. There is a bit of you get so used to just everything being automatic with a foot pedal when you're using like an AC DC TIG machine or a dedicated TIG machine. Yeah, a bunch of times already I've set this on the piece, lift it, and it immediately sounds like crap. It sparks and sputters and just gets angry because the gas wasn't on. So yeah, just a few little gotchas when it comes to lift arc TIG. But let's get set up on the workbench and we'll run down a few beads. All right, so like I said, with lift arc TIG, all you do is you set your tungsten on the piece that you're welding. Then when you lift it, it initiates the arc. And then you can move right along. So I've got this coupon set up here. It's got it tacked together. I'm gonna kick the gas on. Here you'll hear it. Wait for it to stabilize. All right, now this thing is ready to rock and roll. So then I'm just gonna run a bead with no filler, just to show you how to initiate this arc. Let me move the camera to a better spot. All right, I'll see if this will work any better. You can kick the gas back on. I just open the valve all the way, wait for it to stabilize. It's only gonna put out as much as your regulator is set to. So, like I said, I'm set to like 15, 16 CFM or something like that. Not a whole lot, but I'm gonna try to get this. I'm in a really bad spot here, but I think we can make it work. Here we go. So you just touch, and there's no arc until I lift. There you go. Now, I'm not sure if lifting away like that is the best way to end the weld, but I mean, did pretty decent. Like I said, I'm not the best at TIG welding, so I'm going to run a little bit of filler on this next one. I'll leave a little bit of a gap, and then so again, you just touch, and then lift it. Wait for the puddle to form. I'm just laying the wire. I'm not dabbing or anything. Oop, I touched. Dip the tungsten. Yeah, you can see, there you go. Let me get that tungsten, get that off there. I'm not gonna worry about cleaning my tungsten or anything like that. Try dabbing a little bit. I'm not in a great position to be doing this. I'm in a kind of contorted position. I'm not very comfortable, but turn the gas off. That wasn't bad, but yeah. There's some lift arc DC TIG welding. Some good penetration on the bottom with the Arccaptain MIG 250. I'm going to throw up some B-roll footage here that I took this morning when I was kind of playing with this and learning the process of doing DC TIG welding. It's not pretty. It definitely is a learning process. I'm so used to just having a foot pedal and having, you know, amperage adjustability on my foot. You have to set your current on the machine, so you got to kind of really know, take a measurement of what material it is you're welding and set it appropriately. Like I said, rule of thumb generally is 1 amp per thousandths thickness or 40 amps per millimeter. And that's just a general rule, get you in the ballpark kind of setting. You can dial in from there. But guys, I now have the ability to utilize pretty much all the functions of the Arccaptain MIG 250. I can MIG weld some pretty thick material with this. I don't think I'll ever run up against the max thickness ability of MIG welding with this machine. At least I haven't yet. I can weld aluminum projects with the Arccaptain spool gun attached to this machine. And now I can do DC TIG welding of mild steel and stainless with the Arccaptain MIG 250. Guys, if you're wanting to have all of these functions available to you in one machine, check out my link down below. With my discount code MoonBuilt, you'll get 5% off your entire purchase over at arccaptain.com. Appreciate you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe, hit the bell. I'll see you on the next one.